Chat, before we started, I want to let y'all know this is going to be a little two-part video. I got my brother Razor coming in. He jumped in late to give me his takes. I started the live show earlier. So what you're going to hear for about the first hour is just me by myself. And then the second portion of it is going to be my brother Razor stepping in, giving me his thoughts on AEW. Blood and guts, baby. So let's get it. Yeah, we are here. So we gonna let y'all get away with it. I'm telling y'all every time. We're not letting y'all get away with it without the madness ensuing.
Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out and laid a big smile on handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip. Yeah. Oh, chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out and laid a big smile on handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Pow. It's off the hip.
This song will be on all streaming platforms soon. As soon as it clears.
Stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile on handcuff my officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script. We got some shooters. Ah. It's off the hip. Off the hip. Off the
Yeah. Unwelcome your thoughts off the hip, my brother Razor, man. What's up?
Man, oh man. I don't know if it was just the weather we've been having or what I witnessed earlier this evening with AEW Dynamite, but it's a hunter-proof kind of night.
Oh, wait. I know you wrestling fans are like, but what is this? Is this something special? You guys are on Wednesday. Yeah, we ain't do AEW in a while. It's blood and guts, man. What y'all thought?
We're feeling generous.
You feel me? Gotta give y'all some more content.
They got Wembley coming up. Death Before Dishonor this Friday, a staple pay-per-view of Ring of Honor's history.
About to be action-packed couple of weeks, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The G1 is in full swing as we speak. The Olympics are just now starting. Oh my goodness. Not enough hours in the day.
Not enough. I mean, without any further ado, let's get into it. I open this segment. We can't show too much, but you know,
so okay, so I'm gonna come in hot real quick. What's your honest take on this belt? I didn't get a chance to listen to your words earlier.
I feel like it should is like first look WWE 2K community creations. Feel like I like it, but I don't like it because we already have the United States Championship. I'm already programmed. So when I see this belt, I kind of slip up and say, "Oh, the United. Oh, yeah, it's the American Championship."
I see where they're going with it, but if I'm looking at the overall design, meaning just that the levers of the plating as well as the American flag in the background, you know what comes to mind when I see this design?
What's that?
The Butterfly Divas belt. Extra for no reason. Now, again, nothing against MJF. I'm sure he hasn't been put on this, whatever. Again, I see what they're trying to do with it. But there is such a thing as too comical. Need I remind you of the old penny belts back in the day?
And it's giving me that a little bit, like I said, also it's giving me that John Cena feel. Remember when John Cena just got to just change any belt he touched?
Wait. No, the spinner belt is a conversation for another night, my brother.
But just in terms of just like the way that MJ, all right, he already switched the heavyweight to the Burberry. I was like, okay, and then now this, I'm like, okay, this is just, this might just be an MJF thing where like he just switches the designs maybe every so often of the belts. And like, if they're gonna keep the, like I was saying earlier too, if you're gonna keep the American Championship, like how I would imagine is like this: you got the American Championship, and they somehow still keep Ospreay with that international joint. But you got to make these joints really make sense. Like if I'm gonna have the American Championship, if it's gonna be a non-American holding, it got to be an anti-American. Like remember the days of Iron Sheik, Kozlov. Like maybe we far, yeah, like maybe we far past those days. But like I want to see if you're gonna have that American Championship, you're gonna either have somebody that really wants to represent America or the anti-American.
But also, here's the other part where again I can see what they're attempting, because roughly this time last year, New Japan had the United States Championship when Will Ospreay won it. He was somewhat of a heel. He cut a press to saying the U.S. means nothing to me. This is now the European heavyweight championship, or something like that of the sorts. Then when Moxley won the belt back, he rechristened it the United States Championship. So again, I see what they're trying to do with this, but it's just the overall execution of the belt design, swing and a miss.
Yeah, then I don't know the intentions, right? Like, okay, so I went back and I told you in the text message, oh yeah, they just shitted on the second he throws that international championship in the garbage, he shitted on Ospreay's reign, on Orange Cassidy's reign. Not that
the whole lineage.
Yeah, but like I looked at Will Ospreay as the most surprising one. Like, oh wow, like they just let you come right up in here and just say, "Fuck it."
But also, I mean,
throw it in the trash.
But again, like a part of me is still okay with it, because again, as of right now, Ospreay and MJF are probably the only two guys that actually are worth a damn on the men's side of the roster. They're the only two popping a number. They're the only two that actually people care about. I mean, I'll get to the world champion later today.
And then, like, on the standpoint of going backwards, I don't know if this is going backwards for you because who held the belt, but I don't like that. MJF just held the World Heavyweight Championship. Granted, he got to earn his stripes back, but it's like, so we gonna give him that. Like, we trying to just make this belt prestigious now, make MJF hold that. Like, Grand Slam champion, just he held every belt. Like, I really don't get what's the purpose. I get what's the purpose. Him versus Will Ospreay, yes, that's a draw. But did it have to be right now, this soon? Like,
no, again, nothing against that hour-long classic they put on last week.
Yeah, I was about to say that shit was fire.
We're obviously going to get the run back at Wembley. If knowing that, I wouldn't have been mad if they went a draw. Would not have been mad at that whatsoever. Because no one gets affected by it. Ospreay kind of takes a hit and taking a loss now because he had also just lost to Swerve a few weeks ago. And also, I don't know if it's this weekend or some soon. MJF will be defending this belt in CMLL.
See, that's a good way to draw heat. Like, if you're gonna do that too, bring the American Championship. I'm just like the snobby American. This is what I'm saying. That's a good way to play it too. I like that. If you're gonna defend, because that's also what I felt was supposed to be the intentions of like the international, right? Like when I was explaining this earlier about the Intercontinental, like, and I mean the WWF Intercontinental. Remember, they had the side plates: New York, Argentina, South Africa, Europe, whatever they had else. I think it was France or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be intercompetition between these continents. So when I look at we kind of briefly spoke about this before. Look at the TNT almost as like the television championship, right?
Yeah,
We're like
they end up getting. Do they still have a TV champion?
for ROH, maybe no.
Because at one point, did Samoa Joe have 2 TV titles? Because his gimmick was the king of television. Who knows all these damn belts nowadays?
Mm-hmm. And then again, the Continental Tournament, I could understand if the belt, the Continental belt, I could understand if every couple of months there was a tournament and the tournament led to that belt being defended. Like, okay, the winner of this tournament got to face Okada for the Continental Championship. But at this point,
what, a quarterly tournament maybe?
yeah, just so because it just feels like that belt is meaningless. Like you got like the way you earned that belt was from a tournament, but there's really no requirement to get there. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to challenge you for that now.
And right now you're essentially defending it under their version of Ring of Honor Pure rules.
So
you already
be the only thing.
So you have one set of rules for 2 belts on 2 different promotions.
And if you want, we've seen Jericho defend the FTW championship.
That's under no rules.
So they're treating that like a legitimate championship where like that whatever match has that championship has those rules.
Well, here's what's funny. It's still not recognized by AEW.
This is what I'm saying, right? So it's getting treated like it's not recognized, but they're still giving it validation when they're in the match. Oh, FTW rules. They're honoring the.
It's sad when a belt that's not technically a belt for your accolades in the company is more meaningful than your world championship.
For real, I think that's why the cruiserweight belt always held the spot in my heart because not everybody can contend for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you really seen like, oh, whoever held the cruiserweight belt, like possibly these dudes might be able to hang with the other classes. Like
when you see here guys like or present day of during the early days of SmackDown, Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, Shane Helms, Kid Cash, Matt Hardy.
For real.
Incredible.
That's just wow. So I feel like to me, I don't know if they're gonna. What do you feel? You think they're gonna end up I think they're gonna keep both belts, the American and the international.
I think they're gonna do what New Japan ended up doing is they had both for one show, unify them, and make a whole new belt.
I could see that too.
I can 100% see that.
The return of the Global Force Championship. Jeff Jarrett in the back, bringing back the Global Force.
Or they'll probably incorporate the Ring of Honor Pure Championship and make a new Triple Crown or something like that. Tony Khan, he'll make some bullshit up.
Did you feel like Ospreay, like you think he's gonna get that belt back? Like you think his promo was believable? Like telling MJF like you didn't really earn that off me, bro. Like this is still my belt. Like you ain't really. I felt like I like that little passion. He showed a little spark, a little more fire than usual.
I'm still weak at what happened once he got in the fucking driver's seat.
Talk about it.
So hear me out. That has nothing to do with MJF. That was a direct message from the Don Callis family. He's been refuting anything that Don Callis says. Don Callis says, hit him with the screwdriver. Nah, bruv. Hit him with the tiger driver. Nah, bruv. And the dirty hands are none other than his counterpart from the United Empire, Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis is going to brainwash one of his closest friends against him. For the family.
Mm.
If Tony's smart, he'll go that route because that could probably, again, it's a personal story. There's a legitimate like brotherhood between the two of them because, again, during the pandemic, they were like this along with Mark Davis. And again, like me personally, being a fan of Kyle Fletcher, I wanted to see him on his own for a while. He's been putting up some size, much like Ospreay. He's just as talented, just as strong, just as fast. Let him shine.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens with that right there. How you felt about the next match, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho versus Minoru Suzuki? The Chop Fest.
I love Suzuki to death, but he gotta stop taking cheap bullshit losses. I don't care how much Tony's paying him.
Okay.
Because again, like he's one of those guys. Yeah, again, 56-year-old man. I get it, but bell to bell, still probably one of the cleanest guys around the world. He can go. He can be as physical as anybody. He can hang with most speedsters to a degree, but again, like you put in a guy, especially with the experience of a Jericho, maybe even a Jarrett or something like that, he can hold his own. But I just want nothing to do with Jericho right now.
So it don't even matter if he's in this type of match. I thought that's what was refreshing for me. Like, okay, we got him away from the younger talent. You know what I'm saying? We putting them up there with a veteran, a legend.
But it's like, especially if he's gonna hold that title, are we setting up for another match with Hook? Are we, especially now that we have Shibata back in the fold, teaming with Suzuki? Like, what are we doing?
It definitely feels like, what are we doing? Because this is taking too long to get to the point. Like, there's days where I'm feeling like, is Taz gonna run in and do something? Like, I don't know.
Where's Ricky Starks? Someone put his face on the milk carton.
Jericho hijacked his partner, man.
What are we doing with Brian Keith, the bounty hunter?
Jericho hijacked him too. Jericho know what he doing. I thought Big Bill should be on a massive run right now. Like, he should be holding gold and not tag team gold.
He should be up there. Wardlow should be up there. Hobbs should be up there. Yeah, look at all three of them.
The list goes on. Aside from all the shenanigans, though, I thought it was just entertaining.
I mean, the match was fun. Yeah. Like I said, anytime Suzuki is whooping the shit out of somebody, I love it.
Legit seeing Jericho bleed from his chest. Like,
there's only a handful of guys in this world that hit as hard as Suzuki. One of them is about to be world heavyweight champion this week, next week at SummerSlam, potentially.
Man, we get to the backstage segment. Willow Nightingale. I didn't even realize she became the CMLL women's champion.
So around the time when SmackDown was in Mexico, CMLL was up here in San Jose, California. They had a fatal four-way number one contendership for that title that Stephanie had vacated. And once they announced who those four women was, everyone already knew it was going to go to Willow. So, again, I'm sure the match was fine. I certainly didn't give a damn about it. Didn't care to watch it. Because, unfortunately, all it's going to set up is they're going to turn Mercedes into the belt collector.
Now, let me ask you, sir, do you feel like, because there's a few now, I feel like now more than ever, I see more women's belts on AEW television, right? Now, we got the CMLL, you got the New Japan Strong, you got the TBS.
We've seen everything but the Ring of Honor women's belt there.
You funny.
Has Athena ever been on Dynamite? Serious question.
No, I mean, I think I've seen her on Dark before. I've probably seen her on.
I see Collision Rampage or whatever, but has she, honest to God, been on Dynamite?
Not in my recent memory, no.
And I'm afraid
Where the hell Thunder Rosa been? Where the hell Thunder Rosa been?
She just came back. I think she's been doing more of the Collision stuff. She's in apparently she's been in a program with Deonna Purrazzo. Again, one of the best women in the world. Where the fuck's she at?
That's crazy. Cause my whole point was, I feel like the belt that Willow was holding today, it didn't really look like that special.
It's a belt for something that's none of Tony's business. It's someone else's belt.
And then you got Chris Statlander going just flat out, lay her out F5, which that F5 looked beautiful, if I may say so myself. She just threw her right on them storage units. That should look like it hurt.
Imagine when we get Chris Statlander versus Rhea Bloody Ripley. That's gonna be a bloodbath.
Chris Statlander, I don't know. It's just something about her. She's kind of like fun. You know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff she's doing.
She can get nasty.
Yeah, she's fun to watch for real.
A lot of folks don't know she can go. It's just unfortunately with her, she was plagued by injuries for the last few years. Now she's finally healthy.
And it's unfortunate because them injuries came right when they was ready to put the rocket, right? Like, you know, she just beat Jade. Everything was looking up, and boom.
The only person to beat Jade. Again, if I'm Statlander, I don't care if Jade don't work there or not. I'm rubbing that as everyone's face. I did what you couldn't do. I did what you couldn't do. I did what you couldn't do. Everybody, I'm just going in.
Hell yeah.
Fuck your feelings.
And as a sidebar, if you guys want some more fun content to watch, the hot ones, Jade versus Bianca, it was kind of fun to watch right there. You know why it was fun? They were poking at what we want, the rivalry.
But it's just two friends, as we like say, barbershop talk, salon talk, just bullshit. But again, like that the saying goes, friends hit friends just a little bit harder. They ain't afraid just to get that little poke a little deeper.
And it was also cool to see them even like in that format setting, just to have like that competitive, like you saying that little like, yeah, I got you. Like I knew I was
hold on, real quick. What face did you make when Bianca told Jade, name 3 things you're better at me than?
I did definitely. I wanted to see what her answers were gonna be.
Shout out to Sean Evans and Hot Ones. Those are some beautiful questions.
That's what I'm saying. They got them thinking with those because they try to stay in character, but also like have fun. They shout out to them. That was a fun little watch right there. It was also fun when she had asked like actually it was Montez. He came out like, who would your 3 freebies be? And she started to name him 3 different ways. I'm like,
name something else, and I guess name their combining or some shit.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sean Evans, he was over there getting to work over there.
And Tez is like, I want to know, I need to know this. I need this.
Nah, they definitely made that entertaining. So another fun watch right there. You know what I'm saying?
Again, if they do more, I'm looking forward to it. But again, don't put just anybody there.
I think that'd be dope too. Like if WWE allow their talent to go do these appearances, but also further storylines too. Like everybody's in on the work. Like we're gonna bring the work over here.
We've seen it on Ariel Helwani's show in the past. I don't know if you saw that during the Becky and Rhea stuff.
Yep.
What else? They did it a few other places too.
That's what she was talking about, her like doing the sexualizing and stuff, and this.
Yeah, and she was promoting her book too. Yeah, it was around the Stink Face time at the Garden.
Yep. I remember that because it had me thinking, like, damn, is Becky really mad? Like, that was one of those moments that I felt like I didn't know. Like, oh,
because we ain't seen that bass in her voice in a minute.
Yeah, like, is she shoot mad or she working right there?
And Ariel's probably like, woman, it was just a question.
So let me. All right, the next segment, if I'm correct, it was the Bryan Danielson backstage. You said it was a little bit awkward.
It seemed awkward, but then again, know what we saw later in the evening, some of it kind of tied together. And again, that's because throughout me seeing Jeff Jarrett, aside from the Owen Hart stuff, because that's just separate. Now this could be tied into it as Owen, or he tried to put it. I'm just used to Jeff being a heel. And for him to be that open like that, again, it was a little different for me. But then also, I thought it was strange how they kind of called back to Bryan and Ospreay and the neck injury for when he took the Tiger Grabber, and how they said with Dark types of quoting, it's like, if you don't do anything stupid, I'm paraphrasing, we can keep fixing your neck. But Bryan, being Bryan, is going to have to go pedal to the metal, especially at Wembley. This is his first time Wembley and probably his last time challenging for the world title. He's going to put it all on the line. Just please don't die.
I thought it was just dope for me because it's kind of like that moment that we always say should be happening. Maybe not on screen, but we say it more for backstage. But just to see Jarrett be that, like, that mentor, giving him that advice, like from one legend to another legend, like on the way out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, well, that part I get, but it's just my thing with Bryan as of late. I can't help but get those Jeff Hardy, like, just please be careful vibes with Bryan now.
Yeah, oh yeah, I feel like without
just please be careful. Like,
he go
and
crazy,
like
100 miles.
And whether it's a promo or not, he's always gonna keep it a bug. That's exactly how he feels. He honestly feels like he's meant to. He's kindred spirit with the squared circle. Like, if he dies in the ring, he dies in the ring. It is what it is.
Yeah, I've heard him say that a few times, or like, you know, similar sentiments about
and
that.
It's like you got a family. Come on.
Yeah, that's the tough part, right? When a man has a family, you gotta think more than about yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's selfish, but
and again, she knows the business. She knows game. She watched her twin sister almost lose her career from a neck injury.
That's another tough, yeah.
So like I said, she went through all the stuff with Nikki Bella during her recovery. So and she sees what those injuries almost did to Bryan in WWE from him not protecting himself from himself. So it's like, do you want to put me down that road again?
He wants to put himself down that road.
But again, when he went down the last time, he wasn't alone with it.
Right.
And it's just like this time. If it God willing, it doesn't happen again, but if it does, it's like, again, you're putting those same people, you're putting the same people through that again.
You know what would make it look worse? That when he was in WWE, he was there for so many years that, like, I think the common misconception is
it added up.
Right, and you feel like, oh, he's getting hurt under the WWE's watch. But then you see him go on, and it's like, it wasn't really the WWE fault why he was getting hurt.
He said it was on me. I got myself into that mess, and I accepted my consequences. But it's like, yeah, you're accountable, but it never had to be that way from the jump.
It's the style. It's the style.
Had you actually protected yourself, you probably never would have had the 7 to 10 year time off. And you could have got your fix, and you could have been happily retired by now, or still performing at a high level, possibly still with WWE. We honestly will never know. But you did this to yourself.
I think Hogan is like the best example of someone who, and I hate to say Hogan, but I think it's the honest truth. Like, I don't remember seeing him taking too many chair shots to the head. In most of the matches, he was booked strong.
But you saw the leg drops and everything else.
Yeah. Like so he's taking the damage to the hip.
Yeah. He said so many surgeries, he's lost almost 8 inches in height.
And that's because, like, you know what I'm saying, the moveset. But I think, like, if you want to trade off, right, like, you can live with that, the little hip stuff, but the other stuff that could take you out, the neck, the spine, the head.
He had 18, almost 20 spine surgeries. So it's like,
that.
But then
I mean, then it's like, realistically though, what moveset can we really say is, I mean, I guess the Rocks, but even
I'm
does
certain some
elbow.
moves don't do as much damage on the body, but again, in Hogan's case, in Hogan's case, it's select moves he did. In Bryan's case, it's the rate that he was working at.
Yeah,
just 0 to 60 when that bell starts, and
broken
it's like
forearm.
And I think also with him being traded by Shawn Michaels back in the day, being instead of that old train of thought, like, okay, if you're inactive, you're not making money, therefore you kiss your spot goodbye. When by the time Bryan was fully WWE, that wasn't the lay of the land no more. If the crowd says you're still over when you come back from injury, guess what? You're not losing your spot.
And it's not to jump around too much, but like we seen it tonight with Jack Perry, he took the no hands up chair shot to the head.
Learn to say no to stuff.
Yeah, and there might be a way to do things, but what you can't change the fact is that it was an unprotected shot. He didn't get to put his hands up and protect himself.
And Mark Briscoe,
he
is not light-handed in the slightest.
He looked like I don't know if I misread his facial expression, but he kind of
like he swung a little harder than he intended.
Yeah, like, oh, you good there? Like
ooh, my bad.
Yeah,
I fucked up.
And Corey Graves got a lot of shit from the fans today on Twitter. Yeah, mentioned something I seen. Did you see that?
Let me check.
Graves had mentioned something, and I think he deleted the post. Just try to check real quick if he had deleted the post or not, because I've seen a few people saying he deleted the post. But if not, I know that homegirl Alyssa, she had posted it too just a second ago.
Oh, I got it right here. Again, shout out Public Enemies. You want me to read it aloud?
Yeah, go ahead, cook it up.
This is not meant to sound judgmental or incite us versus them or question anybody's passion, talent, or intentions. It's just coming from a guy whose career ended from a few too many accidental headshots. The art of this business is protecting ourselves from each other. Trust me, the gaps in memory are not worth it. I promise.
And people gave him a lot of shit, and I guess he ended up. Well, you know what? One of the things they had the person that went really hard. They like, to paraphrase, they was like, "Oh, what the fuck you talking about when Damian Priest just got knocked out in the Seth Rollins match?" And then I don't know if it was directly after that response from a fan that he took it down, but it kind of lined up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, Priest probably tried to justify that he probably was knocked out. It's just he fucked up again.
Oh, nah, Priest. I forgot which interview it was on. He kind of confirmed it. He said that things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But again,
he addressed the part about not kicking out. Remember, people say, "Oh, he forgot to kick out." He said it wasn't that he forgot.
Yeah, but we're comparing a knee that overshot by a couple millimeters versus steel to the dome.
Yeah, that's why I didn't agree with what the fans said. Like, and I don't even know why Corey Graves felt the need to delete the comment.
Well, I can see why, because Triple H probably told him, "Hey, don't give them any free publicity."
Yeah,
don't want to shoot themselves in the foot. Let them shoot themselves in the foot.
Yep,
I get it. You want to protect your friends, but still, it's like, it is what it is. There's a reason we don't do that over here.
That was just. But we're gonna talk more about that spot later, because that happened in the Blood and Guts match. After Jared talks to Bryant, then we got Britt Baker versus Sheeta.
I thought the match was fine.
Yeah, I'm about to be honest. I didn't go in with the intent like, oh, I want to see this, but I really thought Sheeta showed me again why she's a great talent. Like, she really held her. Like, I didn't think she wasn't, but I was just again, like I wasn't hyped to see the match, and she made it hype for me more than Britt did. You know what I'm saying?
When I saw the match, I was like, all right, 2 good hands. It'll be a fun match. And then again, they're trying to she does, or Britt's in good hands, but she, as far as getting her mojo back, been pregnant for Mercedes. I get that. Again, it was fine. She had, again, 3-time women's champion. I think the only 3-time women's champion in AEW, and every one of her reign is one hell of a match.
Yep. So I was just surprised. Like again, surprised. And all right, cool. That match happened, and then the moment of the night, so to say. Not every moment is a good moment, though, folks. Where? We finally got it.
It's a plane.
Yeah.
It's Camille Brickhouse.
Finally. The most underwhelming debut. I argue that we could have got some vignettes, some video packages coming soon, or just something, anything. Remind us.
Anything.
So that when this moment finally arrives, I didn't hear no reaction.
Very little.
When she hit her move, you got to pop, right? She did her move. All right, cool. Got to pop the torture rack into the, you know what I'm saying? But the presentation, and then to stand side by side with Mercedes Moné, that's what pissed me off. No, that pissed me off.
I wasn't mad at that, to be honest. But again, let's see where they go with that. I see what they're attempting. The track record isn't the most forgiving. But god damn it, there was 1,000,001 things they could have done differently that would have made this 1,000,000 times better.
If the intent is for Camille to eventually scoop that off of Mercedes, then I'm all right with it. But if I'm going to see them together for the next 6 months,
Tony Khan don't think that long ahead. We'll be lucky. We'll be lucky if this makes it to 3 months.
Sometimes it might just happen by accident.
Again, the blow-off could be a fucking Wembley in a couple weeks for all we know.
It might be. You said WWE fumbled a bag with Camille. No, AEW fumbled a bag with Camille with how they presented her tonight, Voodoo.
WWE or AEW has had her signed since the beginning of the year.
Come on.
Who?
Voodoo.
Voodoo, bring your ass over here.
Come on, man.
I've been waiting for your ass.
I'm trying to tell him, like, come on.
Let me sip my whiskey.
Yeah, like for me personally, the last I've seen from Camille, she was on top about 2 years with the women's championship in TNA.
She had the NWA on her shoulders.
I said TNA. I'm sorry, NWA. Yeah,
alongside her and Trevor Murdoch. Once Nick Aldis left, those two had NWA on their backs.
Carry.
Again, Camille Stackhouse. She's no small woman. She's but if done properly, this could be their Rhea Ripley. Voodoo, come out and play.
Yes, I really feel. Yes, she is. She should definitely be one of those dominant forces, which I feel right now AEW might be lacking.
Yeah, because again, right now you have
Statlander. Yeah,
that's it. I'm not even going to count Willow. I'm not even going to count Mercedes Martinez, which says a lot. This woman is in a class of her own, if done properly. But for Tony Khan to have her all year and to bring her out for crickets,
yo, that's embarrassing.
It is.
To crickets.
It just showed me two things. They either didn't give a fuck or didn't know who she was.
Nashville, Tennessee, the home of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Exactly. And the home.
They are about to celebrate their NWA is about to celebrate their 76th, 77th anniversary. Tony,
the home
what
of
the fuck we
TNA
doing?
too.
No music, no nothing.
Again, that part I'm not mad at, but it's just like you bring her out in an afterbirth spot. Like I said, you could have done vignettes. You could have done something on the internet.
If it's fucking Adam Copeland, he's getting his music that night of. On this day.
Or at least do a lights out or something. Anything.
Like, it's sad to say that the former WWE talent, if he could really get their music when they pop up, first debut, like you get the Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys music, you getting the Edge music, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this, you got to see a Punk joint, like,
but
you know
also,
what I'm saying?
But also, it's like she's essentially been paid and obligated, basically forced to stay home all year. She's not allowed to do indies, no nothing. It's like, why? You could have brought her at any point in time this year. Revolution, you could have did it.
And then I'm afraid to say this, but being that it's been so long apart, I feel like she looked so good in that intimate, small NWA setting that when she was getting her working in the ring and there was no reaction, I'm like, I hope this changes soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can't be the norm for her going forward.
Wait, so y'all disagree that WWE fumbled the bag on her, Camille?
They never had her.
They did, like, if they had a chance to get her, then yeah. But look at what AEW they actually devaluing her right now. So it's like, and not devalue, but like that it didn't help. It didn't help her.
It's one of those. Did WWE have a chance to give her an offer? Did Tony Khan just give her damn near Okada Mercedes Moné money? Like, what are we talking about? We don't know.
Exactly.
Like, again, for all we know, also you gotta keep in mind at the time she was signed, they're trying to figure out how to get Vince the fuck out of Titan Towers. So they had enough going on at the time. Camille probably happened to just slip their mind.
There was a time that WWE wasn't signing, nobody knew, right?
Yeah.
They had like a freeze period. So yeah. And like you said, she's been signed to AEW for like a year now, right? So it kind of
well over 6 months.
It kind of lines up almost then.
Mm-hmm.
With the whole Vince selling the TKO.
The Vince stuff coming to light.
Yeah.
So again, they just never having a chance. But Voodoo, real quick, your thoughts on the American belt?
Yeah, put that up on the screen real quick again.
Do you have to?
Yo, the belt looks good and everything, but it was not necessary.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks crazy every time I put it up on the screen. Look worse.
You might as well call that a United States Championship then.
I'm telling you, it's for some reason, as the kids say today, it's giving Divas butterfly belt. God damn, that thing's ugly.
That should look like a replica.
Last time you see on SmackDown vs. Raw 2005 on a title custom creation.
Man.
Good Lord.
I feel like the intent was there. Like the intent is there.
Get that out of my sight. Get that hideous monstrosity out of my goddamn sight.
You know, I think kills it for me too, though. That
everything.
Yeah, it's just the flag on the middle don't make sense to me. What's the 4 stars about? What is that?
What does that place even say?
American and then champion. But the star place, you mean? I don't know what the star place is. Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Okay, so the one on the right might say better than you. But what does the one on the left say?
Yeah, I had an issue with the side plates too, low key. Because I feel like
there's more side plates by the looks of it too. On top of that,
I would have been in favor of more like a globe look. I don't know, but then it's not the world. So I really not like.
And aside from the U.S. silhouette and the center plate, are they using the same template for all their belts?
It kind of looked like it where they got the two long side plates at the end, and then this type of.
But unlike the World Title Swerve has, there's no nameplate on that belt.
Right. I appreciate, like, I don't know who's for, like you said, MJF had a hand in that design, or Sony's just like, you're gonna debut this belt tonight, but
you know, the more I see dumps like this, the more I believe that conspiracy theory that Jericho was sent there by Vince to sabotage the place, like what they did with Vince Russo 30 years ago. The more I see shit like that, the more I believe it.
I thought Vince banned Jericho and Moxley from ever going back to WWE.
Again, if Triple H is in charge, I guarantee you they ain't blackballed.
Yeah, he probably lifted up.
Really, the Rock, like TKO, really making a call too.
TKO called Punk.
Yeah, like whatever TKO really want, they gonna tell WWE, yo, look, this is what's best for business. Remember what's best for business? Remember that? They gonna tell them what's best for business.
You fuck that. You got Scott Steiner and Triple H in the same fucking building several times.
I'm telling you, and then now that there's like, I feel like TKO is the mediator, right? Before, it used to feel like a dictatorship. Even though they was publicly like traded, Vince owned the majority of that shit. Like, so his.
But now you got TKO and The Rock signing the checks.
Yeah, so now you got to deal with their shit, but now we got to see if their shit is worth.
And then also they have input. Also, they have input from ESPN, Disney, Netflix, Peacock for the time being.
The good thing about it is that they're not like Anthem, like TNA. That Anthem want to have their hands on everything, like the creative part, even too.
I mean, I feel like back in the day, I feel like they wanted to have leverage over WWE. But now WWE got so much leverage that they pulling this bid and like, all right, so we'll go to this, or we going to Netflix now.
And all they say is, just tell us what we can't do. We'll take care of the rest.
Right, like I remember reading reports that when Roman Reigns went to Fox, USA was a little bit salty, but they had nothing.
Yeah. Why can't we get the number one merch seller?
Yeah, you
know guys got Roman and Brock. We want Roman and Brock.
You know what you're getting at NXT. This is crazy.
And then now Triple H says, all right, USA, Netflix, Fox, Peacock. You want Brock? You want Roman Reigns? It's gonna cost you this much. All right, bet. How soon do you want the money?
Lucrative deals, like it's crazy, bro. And it helps the business too, though. All that money that they getting for real.
And then you got Saudi going, hey, how much more to hit up so and so? We know they're retired, but how much more we'll fly them out? How much do they want? That's
the interesting one to see if that relationship after
it's almost done.
Yeah, after it's done, to see if the renewal happens.
But they want WrestleMania. They're willing to pay. They're willing to pay for a WrestleMania.
I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. They could WWE the same way they gave them the greatest Royal Rumble shit. We could make up WrestleMania for us and keep the same. It'll hurt shit, but they'll find a way. Like
you're just mad because WrestleMania will be on at 9 a.m. over you're in your area. maybe even 7 a.m, depending on what time they start the fucking pre-show.
Hold up. So if they go to Netflix, so that means the pay-per-views are going to Netflix too, or it stays on Peacock?
The PLEs are on Peacock for another year or two.
Okay.
As of right now, Netflix is just getting Raw. Once the stuff with Peacock ends, Netflix is going to put in a bid to get the PLEs.
Oh, that'll be huge.
That'd be great.
Well, this November we may get a sneak preview how those PLEs are going to go, assuming the Jake Paul Mike Tyson thing happens.
Yeah, I was about to say, is there anything live on Netflix as it stands right now?
I don't know. But that fight's supposed to be November 15th.
Mm.
And then that's all riding on Tyson's doctors.
You know what I thought?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, going back to the NXT shit, I thought it was funny too, just cause I was looking at my notes and shit. It was Pac versus Boulder, right? But they had Pac as the number one contender for the international. I mean, the American Championship.
Gear the ratings up, Tony. If you want to learn how to do rankings, watch Raw and SmackDown. Watch NXT. Watch WWE Speed. It's on before Dynamite anyways.
Yeah, I didn't really care to see Pac in there with some dude from the tag.
Was the match even 3 minutes? Because I saw Pac come out, and then I wanted to go take a piss break, come back, Pac had already won.
Yeah. Nah, he washed him up. Packed him up real quick. And we had the Mariah May. That match happened kind of quick, so I don't even remember who she was squabbling with.
What?
Mariah May.
What about her?
She had a match. I didn't even see who she was in there with either, though.
I never even caught the name, to be honest.
Yeah, she was in there, and then the main event.
Well, hold on, no wait. Let's not saw the after stuff out with Tony Storm coming out, and
I forgot about that part. To be honest,
yeah, because Mariah May had teased music started coming out. Tony comes out of nowhere in all black, giving her some weird look. They start having a little hockey fight, get separated, and if I'm not mistaken, Tony uttered the words, "Darling, are you prepared to die? Because I am." But yeah, again, that's going to be a very interesting litmus test as to, in my opinion, is probably the A side of the women's division. And is Mariah ready to get to that next level to where they do put the division on their back?
Oh no, I think she looked good out there, but at the same time, I think there's something a little missing. I don't know what it is.
With this whole heel turn with her, to me, it would have been better if they would have incorporated Mina Shirakawa with her, since that was her mentor in Japan. Just again, attention to detail. They fuck that up all the time. We may proceed to the shit show.
Man, go ahead. Let me know how you feel. I'll let the folks know how I felt earlier, man. I was cool until I was cool until the last moments.
Voodoo gonna be a lot nicer. Voodoo gonna be a lot nicer than me. So I'll let him go first.
Man,
about blood and guts.
The last match is what stole the show, I would say.
Man, you don't think they be doing too much like in that type of match? Like, is it necessary to introduce all the weapons? Like, and I know that's what it's about, but it's like
shit, let them kill each other.
Well, again, like I said, that was them being safe, believe it or not. That was probably the safest hardcore match they've had in 5 fucking years. That was them going PG. What I didn't like about it was the obvious order of guys coming out. Like, that part I wasn't a fan of. Like, if we were to get stuff with Hangman Swerve, okay, and have Swerve come out first since he's the leader, have him lead the charge. That way it feels more stuff between him and Darby. Potentially. But that would involve them, building a story.
Right. Man. It seemed like they was gonna position it with that backstage segment as to where Darby may want to challenge Swerve at some point.
Your boy Zesty Max.
Man. Violence with me. He went crazy.
Yo, who's going to who's going to Grand Slam?
Grand Slam. When is it?
It's in September 25th.
I don't know, man. If you get me some tickets, I'm out. I don't know. Like, I need that.
He said, well, Tony Khan's been able to do like buy one get one free deals the day of.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna need one of those.
You may find a local burger shop or a local bodega. They might have freebies if you buy a bev.
So if you get the bev, you get the tick. You know what I'm saying?
The year before that, I was sitting on the lodge.
You go in at 6 a.m, get a chopped cheese, you get 4 tickets for free.
I think the spot in this match that bothered me the most is the use of the staple gun. I never really been a staple gun kind of person in these matches. I mean, like they was cool once in a while, I guess, but like it just felt like overdue today. Like,
I thought Swerve's little Deadpool John Wick one was kind of funny.
Yeah, no, when he did the backbreaker and then caught him on the neck.
Like caught the Young Buds, got Nick Jackson first, crotch Matt Jackson, got him in the head. Okada getting the finger, got Okada in the finger.
Yeah. That's the part.
Got Hangman in the neck.
It was cool and it bothered me too. You know what I'm saying? It was real like, cinematic sequence, choreographed type shit. But it was cool. But I just ain't like all the like. Again, they had them all like surrounded, like they're about to jump him, end up just shooting him. Then he just popped up laughing and he got his shit off.
I was like, you was liking Okada swinging that street sign.
Man, yeah, he came out there, he was boosting. I didn't know he had that.
I'll tell you, that might be like the first, maybe a second hardcore match I've seen him in his career. New Japan don't do just new furniture like that.
My boy had the Rainmaker Boulevard street sign out there, like fuck the stop sign.
Yeah, this is me. This is me.
The gasoline spot, man. I ain't really think they was gonna light him on fire, but I was like, if they even play around with the fact like lighting the floor on fire, this could go bad.
If this was year 1 or year 2, I promise they would have did it anyways. I promise you.
And I was like, I hope that they don't do it, like, because he poured like if that was real gasoline, it looked a little bit yellow. It didn't look
even if it was kerosene, it's still gonna light on fire.
Yeah, like whatever was flammable, like
or it could have been like some 100 proof liquor or something like that. Maybe.
I was like, man. I was like, I hope that's true. He don't even do the floor because, like I said, it was too much that.
I didn't think he was gonna do it.
Nah, yeah, I didn't think he was going to do it, but look, like even teasing it, I'm like, if he teased it, then something could go wrong.
I was hoping Darby would have did it anyways, to be honest. Just again, like I said, Tony and them, they're used to just having some weird controversy on these bigger shows. So why not follow their tradition? Why stop now? Why grow up now?
They did the little scissors spot, putting the scissors in Jack Perry's mouth. I say this, Jack Perry been getting a lot of abuse. I don't know if this is his way of kind of like.
They're doing to him what they did to Hangman, in which they think that he's a top star.
He can be to me. Like to me, I really enjoyed him as Jungle Boy.
The Battle of the Pillars at All In.
I ain't like,
and when that happened, in my mind, they weren't the pillars of AEW. They never were. Max might have been the only one in contention, but you could get at him. It was also John Moxley. It was also Omega, and it was honestly also probably Guevara. No, not Guevara. You can swap in Christian or Sting. The new kids on the block were not the pillars, because the pillars are the guys you can actually put the backbone on.
I thought about the pillars, the ones that helped build the company from the ground up.
But they didn't build shit. All Jungle Boy had was, I got the baddest bitch in the locker room. All Sammy Guevara had was a bad look of getting guys concussed. MJF had some steam going. Hangman wasn't worth fuck all, still isn't worth fuck all.
I felt like that was their way of saying these are our non-WWE guys.
But again, none of them are even homegrown.
Nope.
So it's like, and again, it's like you can't just give someone a title for the sake of giving a title. It has no meaning, it has no purpose. Like I said, Christian was a pillar of the early days of AEW. Jericho, a pillar of the early stage of AEW. Moxley, a pillar of the early stage of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Had she stayed, or you can even throw in Sheeta for the women, because again, the first 3 years
too.
she was the women's division.
Even Britt Baker.
Well, she was her most of the time. And aside from that last time after Thunder Rosa, she didn't do much those first few years. But again, like I said, Sheeta, Christian, Moxley, Jericho, those are your pillars.
I'm not mad at that.
Yo, I didn't even expect Moxley to be at AEW. Once I saw him come out at Double or Nothing, the first Double or Nothing, I was shocked.
Maybe not so much, because again, it's like at that time, everyone was anti Vince McMahon, anti WWE, and they just stuck with that as opposed to being an alternative.
After they did the Shield Go Away show on WWE, and Mox really left, I'm like, oh yeah, he really leaving. He out of it.
And especially once he did the little stuff in New Japan before then, it's like, again, Tony Khan had already swiped Omega from New Japan. He swiped the Bucks from New Japan. He's gonna swipe Moxley. Yeah. He's gonna get Ibushi because Omega's there.
And originally, Mox because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mox explained it like he was under the New Japan contract still, but came over, right, to work AEW.
Well, he was on a pay per appearance deal, and he did the last couple shows at like possibly a discount, and then got out early of those shows. But even then, he only had X amount of shows to go. Had AEW not been a thing, he probably would have been a regular for New Japan.
How you feel, Razor, about the overall show and on main event? Two-part question: the show and then the main event itself.
As far as the show as a whole, it just, again, all these shows feel one and the same. They start off promising, and then little by little, you're just like, all right, this the same stuff as always. The Camille stuff could have been a bigger deal, but again, I guess they didn't feel that she was as important. As for the main event, like I said, that it was definitely tamer than most of their past cage matches. So, like I said, I guess you could say they're growing up and maturing.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't, aside from that the headshot and the chair, I feel like I didn't see nothing too crazy.
But I was surprised that Team AEW got this one. I kind of anticipated that it's going to be one of those. Darby's going to do something stupid against himself, hurt again. Acclaimed are going to do nothing. Briscoe's going to bleed all over himself, and Hangman will be pinning Swerve, and we're going to set up part 500 of Swerve versus Hangman for no fucking reason. That's how I thought it was going to go.
I feel like we're still getting there.
I know.
But it felt like it.
Who's Swerve got all in?
Danielson.
Oh, Danielson, that's right.
So maybe at the All Out show, we could probably get Hangman versus Swerve.
You think they'll give it to Danielson or no?
I mean, honestly, I can see that too, because they have given us every reason to stop caring about Swerve. Not once have they made him seem like a big deal. Not once has the world champion felt special. Mercedes got 2 fucking celebrations. Swerve got nothing.
Facts.
Swerve's been busting his ass since he got to AEW. Mercedes has been here for a cup of coffee, and she's treated like fucking Hulk Hogan in the 80s.
He said Hulk Hogan in the 80s. I'm weak.
I'm not wrong. You know it.
Yeah, swerving. Brian. I think Brian gonna win. I could be wrong, but the only thing that concerns me is like I seen Brian lose to. Now it's not related, but I seen Brian lose to Will Ospreay earlier. Supposed to be the
Brian
best.
has lost every title opportunity for singles that he's had over there. He has never held singles gold there. I don't think he's held any gold there.
But if he might get the distinct treatment on that Goldway tour,
yeah, but again, at Swerve's expense.
Yeah, they'll have Dennison go on a good run, and then once his contract is up, he's gone.
No, because Tony Khan wants him to ultimately take over the booking. Which means Brian will let them do whatever they want still. Because they're having fun.
fun.
Mm-hmm. The injuries could still pile up, but they'll say, hey, it's the nature of the beast.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I think it won't hurt Swerve because it's not like he's been putting in work anyway. So let's say he lose, he's gonna give him that chance to recapture and be hungry again.
Yeah, but again, you've already shown that even if he does become a 2-time champion, you're not going to do nothing with him.
Right.
You're not going to make him feel like he's the proverbial king of the mountain. Like I said, this is your first African American champion. Like, this is your, and the time that he won was, again, he's, aside from Ospreay and MJF, he is your most popular guy. And you do nothing with him. He is about as relevant as R-Truth with the Raw Tag Team Championships. Yes, I went there.
This is what I'm saying, that the top dude to be in the fighting for the Swerve belt. They shouldn't even be holding these other belts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how you raising the stock of these other people. Not to say like, oh, the belt gonna make them, but that'll give them a spotlight. Start contending against a Christian that he had.
What Tony's trying to do is get as many names on the belt to say, well, we've had a list of great champions. No, you just got a whole bunch of names.
Right.
The only people that the belt meant to damn with were MJF and Moxley. Maybe you can argue Omega, but still. Moxley and MJF are the only guys where that belt was actually worth a damn. Not with Jericho. Not with Hangman. Barely with Samoa Joe. But not enough to actually be noteworthy. And that's sad because that's Samoa fucking Joe.
I think it's hard to make somebody's title reign important because what you do after it matters also. Like if you just gonna shit away the next year and a half, then you just took away the prestige of what. Like, why even take it away from what this person was doing?
Think about it. Before MJF won the belt, he got squashed by Wardlow. When Wardlow came back, he should have been the first guy challenging MJF. Did he ever get a match? No. Did he ever get a blow off? No. Hobbs was supposed to go on this tirade. Had 2 matches in a couple weeks and been in limbo. Starks, have we seen him since him and Bill dropped the belts? And I'm talking drop the belts to Sting and Darby. You can even throw Sammy Guevara's name in that hat. We haven't seen him in months. Miro's supposedly hurt. And there's probably about 30 other names you could throw in that hat as well. That, again, have been meaning absolutely nothing.
Insane. It's like so much talent, and then they continue to make belts, bring other belts from other companies onto their television. They still got unsettled things with the ROH belts. It's a complete mess. It was a fun show tonight. I say that. Does it make me want to watch next week's show? Not really too much, but yeah, I might roll the dice anyway and just try it out again just to see.
I'm very reluctant to watch Death Before Dishonor this Friday. I may just ignore Twitter in the morning and just watch the pre-tape of SmackDown. Because like I said before, what honestly are they doing to attempt to get new eyes? And are the eyes that have been staying there for the last 5 years, how much are they hemorrhaging an episode?
I don't know. And then one could question, right? How did they fumble the Joe Hendry bag? Because you see the numbers he's bringing in.
Well, again, that was a package deal with TNA, and we saw that they quickly stopped giving a damn out after a few weeks. You go there, you have Moxley win the belt, then you have Christian win a belt over there, and then that was that.
Guys, I'm go to sleep. I'm tweaking right now.
All right, Voodoo.
It was nice chopping it up with you guys.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it's like they could have had something there, but again, they're afraid of staying consistent with anything now.
And tomorrow, what we got? TNA?
Mm-hmm. The fallout from Slammiversary. But just imagine if we would have had Chris Statlander versus a Jordan Grace, or a Joe Hendry versus an MJF, or hell, we could have been getting AJ Francis versus Swerve.
Yeah, they definitely misused that situation. The shit was kind of like a situation where like Christian was already on TNA before, so it wasn't really like, oh, they getting something that they never had, really. Like, he's just getting a bridge. That's a bridge to me. He was kind of like a bridge.
And Omega was on there because of the Good Brothers.
Right, so that was the biggest thing probably TNA got. Omega being a world champion for what, 4-6 months or something like that?
Yeah, a few months.
You know what I'm saying? You get the moment where Christian dropped it to Alexander. That did good for him at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's some good that came out of it, but for the most part, they fumbled that real crossover feel for real, like a good crossover feel. It just felt like, okay, we just sent 1-2 people over in that.
Did anyone from Impact go to AEW? Not that I could think of.
That's why I said Christian was like that like dude that was he wasn't signed to both rosters, but he was on TNA before, so it's like,
Why couldn't
right.
AEW get a look at Eddie Edwards? Why not get a look at Moose, Josh Alexander, Jordan Grace, James Storm?
Yeah. Again,
Eric
that
Young a couple
crossover bag
times.
was fucked up.
And instead, AEW poaches Sanjay Dutt. They poach Jeff Jarrett.
They couldn't even allow Matt Hardy to do something with TNA.
He came, yeah, and yet they were allowed
during that period. Yeah,
during the pandemic, they brought out the broken Matt Hardy, so it was fucked up. So again, AEW takes something that doesn't belong to them per se, and they just have it for the sake of having it. So once again, whether Tony wants to believe it or not, he was doing his own version of Vince McMahon. He was too scared to admit it.
and that's what I feel like. Again, the shenanigans need to be stopped. That whole little, oh nah, we're different. All right, because when you start keep saying that, but then when you see the similarities, it feels like you're full of shit.
Yeah, because again, what have you done that's different?
You literally got the same fucking War Games match. Like, if you wanted to be that different, you would have just chalked it up like, oh nah, they using War Games again. So
hold on. No, is it what else are they doing that I sent you recently? Where's it at?
Because who did it first? NXT or AEW?
What, War Games?
Yeah. I know WCW historically did it first, but like in the more recent time, it was NXT, right?
Had War Games, yeah.
So then, like, why in the
I don't think AEW was a thing when War Games came back.
So like, why in the hell would they want to be so different but still do something so similar like that? You know what I mean? Like, what makes it different?
Because Cody is there and War Games was his dad's thing.
Yep, I could see that. That's that stubborn shit from Cody at that time.
But again, what's this? Next week, or was no this weekend, Royal Rampage. So they're gonna do their own Royal Rumble.
Oh, so it's gonna be like a countdown like that?
It's gonna be a battle royal, I'm assuming, and the winner gets a world championship match at Grand Slam. So we had War Games today. Friday, you're getting a Royal Rumble. And so far, I think that we know that's going to be in it is Kip Sabian. And again, where the fuck has he been?
It's because we see how they book their pay-per-views, though, for real, with like the exception.
This is a Rampage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they wouldn't even like. But
so
you see Royals be in the beginning of the match and shit like that, or the beginning of the night. Like, man, I don't know. Royal Rumbles kind of be the same way now, but back in the day, Royal Rumbles used to close out the show, if I'm not mistaken.
Hold on, let's see. When's Death Before Dishonor again? Is it Friday or Saturday? So you're gonna have Death Before Dishonor and Rampage at the same time. So you're gonna have two of your own shows going up against each other, going up against the Olympics and a pre-taped SmackDown.
I bet you SmackDown will smack. Well, not the Olympics, but the other the AEW shit and the Ring of Honor.
Well, yeah. Again, like Ring of Honor hasn't done well in God knows how long. Like Tony Khan slaughtered that so bad to where now you have Kerry Silken regretting making the sale.
Yeah, I seen that, and I'm glad that he actually said something, bro, because that kind of go to what we was talking about. Like, he probably ain't see that. Like, he probably had faith that Tony was going to do something, and then, like, seeing what it is now, it's like, nah, bro, come on, bro.
That's it. A couple years ago, he could have put them on CW, let them do their own thing, let that check come in, and it would have taken care of itself. That's all he had to do.
bro.
Couldn't even do that.
He's literally tainting the history because it's kind of a situation like when a company get bought out, they not the same.
He completely fucked it. He fucked it worse than Vince fucked ECW.
He put the powder line on the ass cheeks of ROH and crammed it.
Nah, it's like instead of putting the do-rag on his head, he put the do-rag on his nuts and then wiped his ass with it and then put it on his head.
Oh man. Fucking Tony Khan, bro. Incredible.
It's like, and again, all you had to do was just keep them on TV or whatever, or keep funding them, keep Honor Club open. It would have handled itself. Let Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe, and even when he was like Jay Briscoe, run the books. You don't have to worry about a thing. Just make sure them checks go in on time. That's all. That was the easiest layup that he ever had, and he still fucked it up.
Yeah, that's insane. There's no even words to. Again, what we seen on screen from Jeff Jarrett today to Bryan Danielson, that's what it should really be like on all time. And though, like they really got to be telling they tent like, yo, chill, slow down, bro. You moving it down to say y'all out there getting hurt, bro. Like we can't even book storylines the right way. Y'all falling like flies and shit. And then we ain't even good at booking storylines to begin with. Y'all gotta work with us. Well, we can't even book y'all the right way, and y'all getting hurt.
Think about it. Punk and Alundra Blaze tried to tell them on two separate occasions, and they were told, "We're on TV. We know what we're doing."
Fuck off. You haven't wrestled in 7 years. What do you know? You haven't wrestled in 15 and 20. Get off.
You're jealous because I could do what I'm doing now. And I'm making more than I'm making more now than you did your whole life.
I could do this buckshot lariat.
Yeah, but what good is a buckshot? Ain't no fucking asses in the seats. What good is that one winged angel if you got more folks changing the channel 15 minutes into the show?
He need to cut that stupid ass mustache too. I'm not a fan. I feel conflicted. For real. Like I don't know. Like what's your intent behind the stash?
He looks like Dax Harwood with hair, I'm telling you. Like, look at the two side by side and tell me I'm lying.
You giving me a real shady cowboy vibe, like he was a cool cowboy resemblance before. Now, I ain't digging it.
This is what happens when the middle school teacher puts the whiskey down.
Put the whiskey down, man.
So, like, it's sad when Dominic Mysterio got a better mustache than him. We've come to that.
Hey. Shout out, brother, man. I see you out there, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including HDtheKingTv. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate it. Shout out from the South Bronx, brother BKL Contreras, aka Sport Entertainment Guy. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. Hope you having fun over here, man. Did you happen to catch AEW this evening, sir?
If you did, I'm so sorry.
Give us your thoughts, man, if you happen to catch that right there.
So I'm not surprised by this, but as I'm checking Twitter, a lot of folks feel that instead of Danielson versus Swerve, it should be Swerve versus Hangman in the main event. I don't want to see that match ever again. Bro,
I'm telling you, anxiety once I see Hangman come out. Oh, brother.
I'd rather see another match of the Usos one-on-one than Swerve versus Hangman.
Bro, it's like, what am I sold on? Like, I don't want to see them two fighting to the end. Till somebody dies. I don't want to see that from them two. Like,
you don't want to see Hangman drink Swerve's blood again?
Mm-mm.
You don't want to see Swerve put like a chain noose on Hangman Page and hang him for real.
I think that's my problem with AEW being so extreme sometimes that it's like
There's such thing as too much.
it's not even that, like, it's too much for me to digest. It's too soon, bro. Like, that's not like, how can you top the man drinking the man blood, bro? Like, come on, y'all gotta put this on ice. Just chill, bro. Just shit. We can come back to this in another year and a half. But right now,
you gotta have the last man standing hell in the cell before you have the plain Jane one-on-one singles match,
bro. For real, like, and then you know what's crazy? God forbid you'll put these dudes in a buried alive match and you'll just have them on TV that same Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. No, you'll have the match on a Wednesday. They'll be on that Rampage or Collision on Friday or Saturday.
Like
you'll just see a small ass bandit on the forehead, and like, bro, yeah, it was a hell of a match.
Whenever you seen Undertaker or Kane get buried alive, maybe even Mankind, bro, they came back gone for months and came back a different person, bro. They either came back like Undertaker come back as like the American badass, or back to the dead man, Kane with the mask off with it on, like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just came back like, all right, time to rework the gimmick.
Yeah, Randy Orton put him in a casket. That casket magically appears a few months later.
Man, that come on, bro.
Like, again, like I said,
like, come on.
Attention to detail. It's very easy to do, very easy to not do.
That's another thing too. Adam Cole, they ain't have to have that man on TV in a wheelchair for, like, what, you know what I'm saying? To do like let the brother heal up. Like you said, the other shit with Roderick Strong was more funny. The whole neck shit, like, oh,
apparently Adam Cole's not even cleared yet.
This is what I'm saying. So why
even bring him back?
to be an important story though? Like, what if, like, all right, to me, you could have switched maybe who the devil was. It would have just had to make sense.
No, don't even reveal it yet.
Facts. If he's not ready, right, you could still hold on to it. Had this shit fucking with MJF. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the devil lurking over your shoulder. Like, just when you thought you shook me off, like, I'm here. Every avenue fucking you over.
You thought this was over?
Yeah. Kind of like how Jimmy was doing to Jay, where like every time he was close to winning the championship, nigga Jimmy was there to just fuck it up for him.
Mm-hmm.
You could have worked something with the devil ass every time MJF was close to success. Now he got to face his past demons.
And like, and just try telling Cole, I know it's you. Cole sworn it's not, and injuries happen, whatever, as they happen, I guess, whatever. But again, we just leave it on ice. This would have been the one time where that would have been okay.
Have a few fake false reveals where they'll pull off the mask, like, and it'll look.
No, you don't even do that. It's just Cole's injured, MJF's injured. MJF comes back fine, whatever. You have Cole come back and celebrate with him, and then you bring it back or whatever. But you do something on the lines of maybe Cole gets kidnapped, gets by the devil, whatever. A couple weeks go by. Maybe they're back at Arthur Ashe or somewhere in New York. MJF's cutting a promo. Cole comes out, whatever. Lights go out. Then you do the devil stuff.
Drawn out perfectly. But nah, he got to come out here and kick him in the nuts. This is after Cole revealed himself, obviously, but it's just to me, I felt like that was the payoff for now.
It might have been.
Like, fuck it, we got to move on from this right now. Like, he not good.
That was the 1v1 right there.
Type shit.
Just like Otis pushing Gable, that was the blow off.
And I don't know if you remember me saying it at that time. I said that run MJF was on with Adam Cole, that double championship, was running him into the ground. I said he was going to get injured. Like, I don't like to speak that shit into existence, but they overworked the man. They had the man do a pre-show match and then the main event, the evening. Like, it was just crazy.
Also, I don't think MJF had a break since he got there from MLW, to be honest.
low key, like he kind of been on a motor, like with the exception of
I
that
think
time when
him
you
and
said the
Jericho might have been the
Wardlow
only
shit.
guys at that time that had not missed a single show.
I think that Wardlow time was the only time when he, like, I don't know if that was real stuff. Him renegotiating that contract. Remember when he was gone from TV because of the whole Tony Khan? Like that could have been work, shoot, but whatever it was, I felt like that kept him away for a little bit. But yeah, I don't like compared to right now. This was injury related. I don't remember the other stuff to be injury related. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
they've definitely driven him into the ground. They've driven a lot of people into the ground with the work rate, and there's nothing wrong with like, yeah, they getting their TV time, but come on, bro, 2 matches in one night, and then you talking about putting them in like beast ass matches too, though. Like,
well, it's one
come
of
on,
those like that Wednesday you had MJF and like an absolute war with Samoa Joe,
right?
and then you had him do the pre-show for Wembley. You had him close out Wembley. And then I think he did another title match or something on that Dynamite, whatever. And then the wear and tear started piling up on him.
It was too much.
And then fast forward now to where when he comes back, he essentially tells Tony Khan, I don't want to wrestle any luchadors. Aside from Ospreay, all he's been doing is wrestling against luchadors. And these are some stiff ones too. Roosh, stiff as hell. Templario, stiff as hell. Taurus, stiff as hell.
Again, maybe, you know what I'm saying? MJF learns his lesson. Like, you re-signed, you thought shit was going to change. But now it's kind of been, you getting the look with Ospreay, like that shit getting talked about for real. But I feel like almost anything with MJF is going to get talked about. And then him having
he's already had great matches with Punk and Omega and Moxley.
Yeah, him having great matches is like a fucking icing on the cake.
Yeah, we know we can hang. It's just, Tony, what are you doing?
Yeah, like
you just got him back, and I get it. Yeah, if you pay him whatever he wants, he's gonna stay. But again, eventually he's gonna get to an age where he's like, you can pay me double what I want. I want to do what I want. But again, Tony probably still find a way to pay him.
I mean, I think if anybody had the right amount of money, so I think it's kind of like, I always like to use the major sports teams as an example. I like if there were enough wrestling companies, like 30 of them, like the NBA or the whatever football, MLB, I think anybody could throw this guy the money, right?
Well, I think NBA is probably the best comparison because NBA doesn't have a salary cap.
Right. So like you could just throw, all right, we running it up. We giving you the max deal. What you doing? And from there they go. But for right now, it's realistically only AEW, and Tony's pockets is kind of like, we don't know the limitations, right? Like there hasn't been no limitations as it seems like.
And nothing's gonna change unless Shad Khan says, I'm gonna cut you off soon.
Yeah, there's something about WWE's analytics that I don't know if they doing it off of a personal thing, off of analytics, but they know who they want to come straight to the main roster, who got to go to NXT. Logan Paul just came right up because of the star power that he was able to negotiate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm sure if you want to do a bit in NXT, they would accommodate that. But again, it's like you said, with his popularity and name value right now, you can't pass up having him on a Raw or SmackDown.
That shit was just getting talked about every time Logan Paul's in a match, making appearance. I'm gonna be honest too, when like you see how they bring the big superstars to the big cities, he's at that, like he's really at the big city shows. Like,
yeah, he's the big money guy.
Yeah, like that's crazy. I mean, yeah.
Like he's essentially like the media influencer version of Brock Lesnar. He's there when the money's right.
Yeah, so there's probably some metrics that there's higher ups in WWE that they're looking at things like, well, this guy on social media individually, without any company, him as a brand himself can generate, which is why they bring in a Joe Hendry. Which is why they're gonna have a Joe Hendry concert on NXT next week.
Well, again, I personally the Joe Hendry stuff was always inevitable. It's just with Logan Paul, you then get a Bad Bunny, you get a Tyrese Halliburton, you get a Jason Kelsey, you get a George Kittle.
The fun celebrities, the athletic celebrities, not you know what I'm saying. I ain't trying to take shots at out of shape people, but we had Drew Carey eliminating himself out the Royal Rumble in the past time. Pete Rose dressing up like a cock-a-doodle-doo, getting tombstone by Kane. That was fun too. But come on, man.
Michael Che, you had
like,
Bob Barker
doing just
Snooki.
foolish shit. They even had Pee Wee Herman one time on the screen. Like I was like, yo, bro, what am I watching? Like
I said, you had Snooki and the Jackass crew on WrestleMania matches.
Crazy. My boy Peter Rosenberg was out there winning the 24/7 championship. Hot 97. Shout out to Peter Rosenberg. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy times. Like, at least now
Yeah.
they have fun. Just people up in there. That people that want to really be up in the ring. Like,
yeah, folks want to knock Vince and DX and Little People's Court.
I think Stephen Amell had the right intentions, but he just couldn't get his. I think
he was just too busy. I think.
Yeah, like his body didn't translate into that ring shape. He looked all right in the ring, but
he did fine against Pac. I said it's just I think with his schedule and what he was trying to do, he probably didn't think that they wanted for more than just a one-off.
Right. That's another thing, right? Like his schedule, he was still in between the like Logan Paul made up his mind.
Arrow was white hot when he was doing that stuff. But also with Cody and Stardust being in bad taste with Vince, maybe all ML wanted to do was a one-off because that's just for Cody as his first friend.
Right. Because he really wanted to do the WWE shit. So I could see that too. Like, and he ended up getting Cody in that show too. So that was fire.
And Stephen Amell was on the original All In, I believe.
Because I remember he was the first one that I'm like, nah, bro, this is fire. Like
ain't no way.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I want celebrities like this to come over here. And then the next one,
and the fact that he's keeping up with Pac, who was a little leaner than what he is now, but again, you're keeping up with that,
bro. It was fire, bro, because he was Green Arrow in WWE. Neville was the Red Arrow, right? So they had like
the man that gravity forgot.
Yeah, like crazy. That shit was fire. They had their little tag team going against, like you said, Stardust, and I don't know who Stardust was teaming with.
No, it was Mel and Cody versus, I think,
Neville.
Neville. Oh fuck.
Yeah, it was that forgotten teammate, pardon forgotten teammate.
I gotta look at it. It's gonna bug the fuck out of me now. Because it was at a pay-per-view, wasn't it? Or PLE?
Yep, yes it was.
I don't know. He had a match against Cody. He had a match against who was the Neville one against?
Neville and Stephen Amell versus Stardust and King
Barrett.
Barrett.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. It was at a SummerSlam too.
That's crazy. I think I'm gonna have to go watch that.
SummerSlam 2015. Incredible. But again, he was ahead of his time. And then I said, fast forward to now, we have, like I said, Logan Paul. You have Bad Bunny. You have Pat McAfee. I'm sure you can get Jason Kelsey or George Kittle if the NFL let them do it. Because apparently Kittle got a little fine, or he was in some hot water from the NFL because he never told him he was getting in the ring.
Yep. They knew he looked good in that appearance. They like, nah, WWE gonna want more, man.
So, here, is this the card for it? Oh yeah, here's the card for SummerSlam 2015. Ready for this? You had Sheamus versus Randy Orton, Los Matadores versus the Lucha Dragons versus the New Day versus the Prime Time Players for the Tag Team Championship. You had Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev, Stephen Amell and Adrian Neville versus Stardust and King Barrett, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper versus Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Also, this is during the beginning of the Divas Revolution, so you had Team Bad versus Team Bella versus PCB. You then had Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. Then Ryback versus Big Show versus The Miz versus the Intercontinental Championship. Then you have Seth Rollins versus John Cena for the U.S. Championship and World Heavyweight Championships. And in the main event, The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar.
And this happened in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
Crazy. That shit. And that was 2000. Damn, that's almost 10 joints ago. Yeah.
Just about 10 years ago.
Yep. Wow.
Again, we might need to watch that pay. That sounds like a pretty good card. I wonder how that holds up.
Crazy how some of this roster is still active, and then the other half is they out.
So Darren Young is contracted to New Japan right now, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been one of the head trainers at the LA dojo. He could still go if WWE gave him a call. But again, like with AEW, as pro LGBTQ as they are, why would you not get Darren Young on that roster?
Right. Los Matadores.
Lucha Dragons.
Primo and Epico. I never understood how like they can have them dudes in there, had Carlito, but never had all of them together. I never understood that.
And there was a time where all three of them were there for a good few years.
But I just never understood, bro. They even said it one time. Oh, cousin of Carlito, Epico.
Yeah.
Like
Primo and Cologne.
Like what? Oh man, Vince. Just fucking them off.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
for real though, the Colognes, they really go back for real. Like
hardcore wrestling started in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, when his pops got inducted, like I was surprised they really did that. I was like, okay.
King Carlos Colon, probably one of the few guys to make Haku blush.
Man.
Oh
yeah.
Also, speaking of blood, you see, Rikishi deleted that episode recently that he put out where he was disappointed in the booking of Jey Uso. And
I ain't gonna lie, I respect him for keeping his mind, like speaking his mind, but Why now?
It was a bit. Well, he's been on that for a minute because he legit feels the type of way that he didn't win Money in the Bank. In his mind,
No,
he
but
won.
I'm saying like in the past 2 years or like the whole time that Jay been in I feel like I never seen Rikishi really speaking out like this, and now that this whole bloodline shit is up.
Well, he kind of has to speak about it, but it's like folks kind of like put under the rug. Now that, again, like he touched on, they're doing all this without Roman and Rock, the two heavy hitters of the bloodline. They're still making all this noise. Jey Uso been there since day one. He's doing like John Cena numbers for merchandise. You're not going to cash in on that? That's how he was looking at it.
Type shit.
And he also looked at it like, everything that our family has done for you, do you not see in him what you guys see in Roman?
Do you see that in Jay?
That's the thing. Like, the crowd obviously feels it, or they want, the crowd seems to like be like they're willing to take that chance despite what happened at Mania. Like, the fact that he's still getting that love tells me that, all right, if again that match didn't affect him too much, so again, maybe something it wouldn't hurt to give him a look. Like, there could be something there. There may not, but again, we won't know until we go down that road.
Nah, I feel that. I feel like he would be a good champ. Like, I think he would be a good champion. It's just how we get there, right? Like, they've had the opportunities to put him in that position, and they took it away from him, swept the rug right from underneath him. So it's like,
and a part of that, you can kind of blame the way they've presented Gunther, in which he's only lost 3 times since he's been with WWE.
mm-hmm.
So you're backed in the corner off of that. But again, for good reason.
Like, y'all let Jay beat Ilya that night, so it lets you know he's still a strong competitor. But then
instead of putting him in the title picture, you put him in a high school love story with Rhea Ripley and Dom Mysterio.
Right. Right, because that could have been something too, honestly. Him versus Sammy on some friendly shit for the IC belt. They could have had something.
Yeah. Or again, maybe Rhea does get swooned by Jay, and then we could get Jay versus Priest. We still get that down the road, but it's like, again, much like Sammy in the Bloodline, Jay has no business with Judgment Day. Like, again, you're kind of doing shit for the sake of doing shit. But again, this year's going to be very telling, but I'm afraid he's probably never going to get that look. Unless he goes to SmackDown and Cody hands him one. But again, he's probably just doomed to the tag team division, which, again, nothing wrong with it, but that's one of those, why break him up in the beginning?
But I think, to be honest, I could be jumping down, just thinking too much, but I feel like, why does Rhea keep saying, oh, you don't want to start a war with Jey Uso?
Well, if you remember, it was those two and Roman kind of making up the deals when it was Bloodline of Judgment Day. So much like with Jay, she has it's the same thing with Roman. It's like, again, we've made deals with them in the past. They're not enemy, or they're not allies, but they're not enemies either. Don't burn the bridge that I made.
Right, because like we were standing shoulder to shoulder with the.
If you piss, it's like if you piss off Roman, I can't save you from that.
Just by default, by fucking with his cousin type shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nah, because it's true. Like you said, they just randomly bringing in Jay Uso into this Judgment Day story, which is again why I feel like if they're gonna go that route, then it's gonna lead to the Judgment Day eventually giving up the titles to Jay and possibly Jimmy or Jay and Sammy.
I think again, I kind of think it almost has to be Jimmy. Not almost, it has to be Jimmy. Because, like I said, because you put the belt on Jay and Cody, you took the one thing from that family that the Usos at one point ultimately could have had over the New Day. Now, because of that, the New Day will always, or that's the one record that the Usos never break of theirs, is that all their reigns were consecutively as a team.
Yeah, they fucked that bag up. We was just talking about that. I believe what was it 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was a weird spot to put them in. I don't know why they did that.
I get it. You want to pop the crowd, blah blah blah, get cute with it, but it's like the same reason why you put the belt on Miz and Truth. Like, yeah, it's cute for a 1 day thing, but in Jay's case and with what he's done as a tag team guy,
that shit ain't do nothing for Cody though. Like that was Cody's first belt.
It was meaningless for him.
It was his first belt since he came back.
Yeah. That's it.
Ninja, I see you out there. Ninja, appreciate you, man.
And I think every tag belt Cody has won has been with a different person. But it's like, again, that wasn't needed. And yeah, like I said, it was meaningless. Well, like I said, we'll see what happens this Friday in Japan, and then Raw will be Raw. Next Friday they'll be in, or next weekend actually they'll be in Cleveland.
Well, we should see what happens. We got TNA tomorrow. I'm gonna do my best to make some time for that and bring some more off the hip for y'all, man. This shit always fun to do. It's so far. I came back twice, chat. I came back twice today. Came back. Like, hold on, we ain't done yet. You know what I'm saying? I just got a little overzealous. I got going right after the show. You know what I'm saying? But
if I didn't have my little situation, I'd have been right there with you.
Nah, that's why. Yo, look, it wasn't nothing for me to come back outside again. You feel me? You had to get your take too. And shit, like I said, like I was just about to say,
anyways.
Like I was just about to say to the chat, I'm about to for the post on YouTube, we're gonna upload both parts together. I usually keep it separate, but I'm gonna just keep it together this time. You know what I'm saying? I don't got another secondary graphic, so we just gonna keep one take, and I'm gonna do all the editing right after this episode. So
nice.
Yes, sir. You got anything you want to say before we head out?
No, sir. Just wait for the next one, folks. And again, I know I said before, we got some stuff cooking. Just be patient with us.
Yes, sir. Unwelcome your thoughts off the hip. My brother Razor, this is your American champion. I'm out. I had to let him know.